Welcome to Retirement Lifestyles, where it's all about the health, wealth, and freedoms you need to live your dream retirement. I'm your host, Patrick McNally, and today it's all about balance. In our health segment, Dale Maynor from the Shasta Family YMCA will give us some quick exercises you can do right at home. In our lifestyle segment, we'll chat with Nick from the Fly Shop about what else? The great fly fishing in Northern California. Plus, we'll go over 6 facts retirees must know about Social Security. It's all right here on Retirement Lifestyles. Welcome to the health segment of the show. And yes, did a little stretching because I knew my special guest Dale Maynor was coming in today from the Shasta YMCA right here in Redding. So I just wanted to loosen up a little bit, Dale. Thanks for coming on the show.
Patrick, thank you for having me.
No, we super appreciate it. And I love the health segment a lot because of just health is a big thing in our family too. And we want to get our kids started young. And obviously it's retirement lifestyle. So I want to focus on when people are starting to get to the retirement age or even well into retirement. It should still be a focus, right? It should still be a big priority in their lives.
It's true. And one easy way to make that a big priority is to get the kids involved with the retirement activities. So the kids and the retirees can play together, can do sports together, can swim in the pool together or at the lake. It's a fantastic way to keep everyone active every day.
Well, that's a great thing to talk about as well, because a lot of retirees that I visit with and talk to, they're really interested in being able to play with the grandkids and really play an important role in their life. And a lot of times, unfortunately, Dale, they don't have the ability to do that, whether it's just because they're not flexible enough or just quite honestly not really out of shape. Now, working with a lot of retirees at the YMCA, that's something you do a lot with. How did you get involved with, you're a personal fitness trainer, how did you get involved with that?
Well, I've always been involved with sports. You'd mentioned exercising at a young age. I started wrestling when I was 3. Fortunately, my parents got me involved at a young age, and I've been exercising ever since. And when I was an adult, a younger adult, I realized how important it was to me, and I started to work as a personal trainer as a pastime, but now I developed such a strong passion. I really care about people's health and well-being, and I think a lot about not only how fit they are now and what their goals are now, but where they're going to be in 10, 20, 30 years. And I want them to be at their best at that time.
So is there, obviously you would recommend, because you just told me you started at 3 and all the way to retirees. I was going to ask, is there a specific age when people should get involved? But it's a lifetime journey, correct?
It's a lifelong journey. The best age to get started is whatever age you're at right now. So if you haven't been exercising, the best time to start is now. And that's always true, no matter what our age.
So don't be discouraged if maybe you've never worked out, or you just kind of got to a point where you took maybe a 6-year break or something like that. It's always good to get back into it. And
yeah, the main fear that people have when they're exercising is fear of being embarrassed.
Okay.
It's really common, and these natural instincts we have really come out in the gym when we're intimidated by all the people. They seem so confident, all the equipment. It's always new and changing, so it seems so strange and foreign. But in reality, you have a lot of support in the gym, at home. You can use the internet, resources like YouTube, and you can spend time with the kids at the lake doing things you've always done your entire life or wanted to do. So you have a lot of support out there. You just got to go out there and use it.
Well, I think the other part too about having a personal trainer is having somebody by your side, not only to help coach you, encourage you, but make sure you don't get hurt when you're actually doing the exercises, right?
Correct. I want to get people out of their comfort zone, but keep them in their safety zone.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're in a new unexplored territory, and so I'm the safety net. I'm there to hold somebody's elbow or coach them and watch them and correct them and let them know, okay, you've done enough, or you got 2 more, go, go, go. And that's my job, out of the comfort zone, in the safety zone.
And I think especially for the retiree generation, it's crucially important to be in that safety zone because they may not have the balance that they used to have.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I just had a 40th birthday, and I feel like I don't have the balance that I used to have when I was, in high school. Hey, would it be okay to show us maybe a few examples of some of the exercises and stuff that you would put somebody through?
That sounds fantastic. That's a great idea. Let me get this set up. When kids fall down, they bounce.
Right.
But when we get older, we fall down and we stay down. This is our BOSU ball. This stands for BOSU, both sides up. So we're going to stand on the black side today. It's the wobbly side.
Okay.
And all you have to do is put
What do you mean me? You're going to make me do this?
Surprise! I hope you're ready for this. Have you been practicing? Fantastic.
Okay. All right. You're putting me on the ball.
So you have slippery shoes on.
I do. This is an investment advisor's workout gear right here. So
hopefully I never see you in those in the gym.
Okay.
Unless we do another TV segment.
Okay, so you want me to step on this?
Yep, and I'll give you a brace right here on the side so your foot doesn't slide off.
All right.
Good. And then you're providing a great example of how we have a great support system with other people in the gym. So what Patrick's doing right now is getting comfortable on this wobbly piece of equipment.
I don't know if comfortable is a word I would use right there, but
you look extremely comfortable right now and happy.
So should I take my hand off?
When you're ready, you can take your hand off. I'll be your safety net.
Okay, that's the phrase I wanted to hear was the safety net.
And if you lose your balance, I'll grab you firmly. Now stand up nice and tall and let it wobble so people at home can see that it's not always easy, but it's always rewarding.
Okay.
What I often tell my clients is how you feel when you're 40, how old you are, is how you're going to feel on the floor when you're 80. So on the BOSU, how you feel at 40 is how you might feel on the floor when you're 80.
Okay, so I'm going to step down. Mm-hmm. Because you just said something that was real interesting to me right there. And I want to make sure I'm in the frame of mind so I don't fall off of this thing when I ask you this question. You said that somebody who's 40 years old, the way I was feeling right there, somebody who's 80 would feel normally just standing on solid ground?
Yeah, that's totally correct. And you see walkers and canes are really useful props, and we start to use 2 legs when we're younger, and then 2 legs and an arm, and then 2 legs and 2 arms when we get older. And pretty soon we might need a wheelchair or someone else's help. But if we do these balance exercises with the equipment we have available at almost any gym, you can develop stronger balance and strength that you can take with you into your advanced years. So I do have clients in their 80s who can stand on the BOSUs. It's a little bit tough for them, but they can do it, and it's not without practice. It takes practice.
Well, but stressing it again, having the safety net of a trainer by your side, like Dale to be there. I wouldn't recommend doing this at home on your own. Don't just, go out and try something without having some assistance, right?
It's totally correct. I wouldn't recommend that somebody pours oil or water on their floor and then runs through the kitchen as fast as they can with their eyes closed. But there are going to be times in our life when the floor is slippery and wet.
Yeah.
And if we've trained our balance, we might not fall.
That's good.
And that's a pretty big deal.
What are you going to have me do now?
Well, next we have a stability ball. So this is kind of a misnomer. It should be called an instability ball. Patrick, I'd like you to put your knees on the ball, your hands on the ball, and then we're going to slowly rock forward onto your hands and knees and balance.
Lift my, It
takes a lot of confidence on this thing to get started. Now, the great thing about the ball is it's wobbly and round. That might sound cheesy.
You know what I can feel, Dale? I can feel all different muscles kind of flexing here and there in my legs, my shoulders, my arms.
This is a great way to work the whole body. You're right. Now, the great thing about the ball is this is the kind of technology that we'll be using in 10, 20, 30 years.
Oh, that's good.
It's round. It's hard to come up with something better than a round ball. So it's a great thing to invest in. You can buy these really inexpensively at discount stores like Ross, about $7, $8, $9.
Wow.
And you can buy expensive ones.
For very little investment. A lifetime of good posture and.
We didn't talk about that before the show, but I like to use these instead of chairs because even though they're not quite as comfortable as one of these nice chairs, they are great for supporting our posture and engaging our core and keeping us strong and upright.
And I think that's thank you for showing us, Dale. Appreciate that.
Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be sore tomorrow. I'll give you a call and we can work out how to do stretching next time. But posture, that's a huge piece too, right? I mean, a lot of people, I'm guilty of it too. You get into these comfortable chairs and you do one of these, or if you're watching TV, it's real easy to do.
Great
over time,
point.
Right?
Now,
that's bad.
The thing that destroys our posture is leaning back into the chair or leaning forward out of the chair. All we need to do if we're at home and we want to get a little bit of exercise done while we're watching TV is to sit up. Okay. Now, this sounds simple. You can give it a try right now if you'd like, but just sitting upright without leaning on anything for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, for most people is impossible at any age. We're so accustomed in America to sitting in chairs and letting them support our posture that sitting upright for just a few minutes can be impossible for the average person.
So having my chest out, that's in a good posture position right there. Do that.
The best way to think about it is to imagine there's a string lifting your spine and lifting your head. So when you do this, it's pulling your head towards the ceiling, and that'll pull you in a tall posture right away.
Well, I'm going to stay in this posture and say thank you so much, Dale, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I don't know if I can do it for 3 minutes, but I'll do it daily, and you can too, folks. I'm going to highly recommend reach out to Dale, go to the YMCA. They got all kinds of classes that they can get you involved in, and you can have that health piece. It's retirement lifestyles. Again, it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom to live your dream retirement. If you're like most Americans, Social Security may provide a significant portion of your income in retirement. According to the Social Security Administration statistics, Social Security benefits account for about 36% of retirement income for the average American. One of the biggest mistakes today's retirees can make is to underestimate the importance of Social Security in their retirement strategies. In an era of vanishing pensions, volatile markets, Social Security offers government-guaranteed income that isn't vulnerable to market risk. It can't be outlived and can even provide for your loved ones after your death. Today on the show, I'm going to give you 6 facts you must know about Social Security so you can plan to maximize your benefits in your retirement years. Number 1, your age affects the benefit you will receive. 62, that's the earliest age that you can file for Social Security unless you qualify for disability. But you won't be able to collect your full benefit then. Instead, they reduce the benefits by either 25% if your full retirement age is 66 or 30% if it's 67. So, if your full monthly benefit at age 66 were $1,000, you'd only receive $750 each month if you started collecting at age 62. That reduction in benefits will be permanent. You will be eligible to collect 100% of your benefit at your full retirement age, which is age 66 for anyone born between 1943 and 1954. 66 plus a 2-month delay for those born between 1955 and 1960, and age 67 for anyone born after 1960. For example, if you were born in 1951, your full retirement age is 66. If you were born in 1956, your full retirement age would be 66 years and 4 months. If you can afford to wait even longer, your benefit will increase by up to 8% every single year until age 70, permanently. Number 2, the right Social Security strategy could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Many retirees wrestle with this question of, when's the right time to file for benefits? You know, there's no perfect time to file for benefits, but choosing the right claiming strategy can radically affect how much you're able to collect over your lifetime. Many Americans are forced to claim early benefits for financial reasons, but if you can afford it, delaying Social Security benefits could mean collecting significantly more over the course of your life. If either you or your spouse expect to live past the age of 80, you're generally better off waiting to claim as long as possible to receive a larger benefit. However, if your health isn't good or you need the income, you might want to consider claiming Social Security benefits early. Ultimately, your personal Social Security strategy will depend on many personal factors like taxes, marital status, age, health, and other sources of income. It's a good idea to discuss your situation with a financial professional who can analyze the situation and offer personalized advice. Number 3, you can work and collect Social Security, but it might affect your monthly benefit. Many Americans are continuing to work well into their retirement years. While the government allows you to work and collect Social Security benefits, your benefits may be reduced if you're below your full retirement age. In 2015, if you're over 62 but younger than your full retirement age, you will lose $1 of your benefit for every $2 you earn over $15,720. Starting with the month that you reach full retirement age, you will start receiving benefits with no reduction, even if you keep working. Once you reach your full retirement age, the Social Security Administration will recalculate your benefit and give you credit for any benefits that were withheld while you were working. Keep in mind that you must pay Social Security and Medicare taxes as long as you're earning income. Number 4, Social Security benefits are taxable. Unfortunately, retirement doesn't mean retiring your worries about taxes. If you collect substantial income from sources like wages, investment income, rental income, or any source that you report on your tax return, you will very likely owe taxes on your Social Security benefits. The tax rate you'll pay depends entirely on your overall income bracket, since Social Security gets treated like ordinary income. However, there are strategies that may help you maximize your income while reducing taxes. For example, one method is to take as much income as possible from sources that are excluded from the provisional income that the Social Security Administration uses to calculate the taxation of your Social Security. Number 5, are you married? Don't forget about spousal and survivor benefits. Married couples need to think about how their Social Security claiming strategies will affect their spouse's benefits and income in retirement. This issue is especially important when one spouse is significantly older than the other or earned more during a career. Your spouse's benefits are based on your personal benefit, which means that the age at which you file for benefits will have a major impact on what your husband or wife is eligible to collect. For many couples, maximizing a survivor benefit for a younger spouse is a major consideration. Since a survivor who has reached full retirement age will be eligible for 100% of the primary worker's benefit, he or she will be able to take advantage of any delayed retirement credits and cost of living adjustments that the primary earner accumulates. Surviving spouses can usually choose between collecting a personal benefit or a survivor benefit, depending on which one's higher. Number 6, advanced filing strategies can help boost your lifetime income. If you're married, there are some advanced claiming strategies that you and your spouse may be able to use to increase your lifetime benefits. Keep in mind that factors like taxes, age, life expectancy, retirement assets, family status, and income all affect Social Security claiming strategies and can reduce their advantages to you. No strategy can be right for everybody, and it's important to consider your entire financial picture when making your decision. File and suspend is a very popular strategy in which the higher earning spouse files for benefits at his or her full retirement age and then suspends the claim. Filing for benefits allows the spouse to collect spousal benefits while the higher wage earner's benefits continue to accumulate credits. File and suspend plus allows the higher earner to file and suspend at his or her full retirement age, enabling the spouse to collect a spousal benefit when he or she reaches full retirement age. Both spouses will collect their higher personal benefits once they turn 70. The benefit of this strategy is that it maximizes household Social Security income at every stage and also increases the survivor's benefits. All of the strategies presented today are completely legitimate and have been used by millions of retirees to maximize their lifetime income. However, high levels of federal debt and deficit spending mean that in the future, Social Security Administration might limit retirees' abilities to maximize their claiming strategies. I encourage you, speak with a professional as soon as possible to discuss your personal Social Security strategy. For most retirees, Social Security benefits are the cornerstone of their income strategies and account for a significant percentage of their income. Every strategy will not work for every retiree, which is why it's so important to take the time to analyze your needs, test the different possible scenarios. It is absolutely critical to plan ahead so that you can identify and implement the best Social Security claiming strategy and make the most of this invaluable resource. Hi, and welcome to our lifestyle segment of the show. And obviously, being in the North State, there's a lot of great outdoor activities that we can be having up here. And I'm super excited to have Nick Faziano from the Fly Shop in the house with me. How you doing, Nick?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. And we're going to talk about fly fishing.
Yeah.
I guess first of all, let's talk about the difference between regular fishing and fly fishing.
Sure. So the main difference really in fly fishing and regular fishing is that we're not necessarily using a heavy lure with a light line to make our cast. We use a heavy line that propels a really small fly or lure. And
why do you do that?
It's kind of the physics of what makes it work. So in order to cast these little bitty flies long distances, if you think of trying to throw a feather with just your hand versus a rock, it's not going to work very well. So we use the line to help deliver that fly out there.
So on a normal fishing pole, you'll use weights, right, to get the line
correct.
way out.
Yeah, lure's typically heavy.
Okay.
Right.
But like you said with this, they're so light, like a feather.
Right.
the line is what actually propels it out, but then it floats and drifts down because it's designed to stay on top of the water, correct?
Yeah, in a lot of situations it is. There are times when we want to use sinking lines in lakes or a lot of different scenarios like that, which is one of the really cool things about fly fishing is that as you get into it, there's so many aspects to it and avenues and different things you can do. It's really quite consuming, and before you know it,
you're addicted to it, right?
You can have just a garage full of stuff in no time. And
that's fun.
Yeah.
Now you work with the fly shop.
Correct.
And if anybody's lived in the North State for any length of time at all, that you can't miss the fly shop driving up or down I-5.
Right.
A lot of great stuff going on there, and the fly shop specifically caters to the fly fishermen, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Specifically, we've been there 37 years now, actually one of the largest fly fishing stores in the nation between our travel programs, our local guide service and private waters that I head up, and then our retail sales. We've managed to stay in business a long time and continue to grow, which is tough to say for the fly fishing industry, but we do.
Well, I've heard that the fly shop, I've heard that just in our general area, the Sacramento, people literally fly in from all over the world to fish these waters.
Absolutely, yeah. That's probably the biggest reason why the fly shop is what it is now is because of its location.
Yeah.
You come up I-5, they call it the toll booth of the I-5 for the fly angler because you're en route to all these great places that we have within, half hour, 45 minutes drive of us. You got to come right past the shop. And we're there to help people out, fishing reports, maps, and get you dialed in for your trip. So,
talk to me about because you mentioned doing some guide trips. Because you guys personally will go out and take people out in your boats, drift boats, correct?
Yeah.
Mostly. How does that work? Is that just, do you have a couple of guides or is that?
Actually, my guide staff is about 14 strong, so we have a fairly large guide staff.
So you're running a lot of people through the shop.
Yeah. A good year for us, just on the lower Sacramento, you're looking at roughly 2,800 guided trips in a season. And that's
just on the Sacramento?
Yeah. That's 2 people a boat, and then you combine that with all the other rivers in the area that we do walk and wades. So we're not necessarily in the drift boat, but you actually go out and hike with the guide, and they take you around and show you where, kind of what's going on. And then the Trinity River, we also do float trips on.
Now, you've also got some properties, though, right? Some private waters, I think is what you referred to it as. What is that about?
So, we have roughly 12 different areas in the North State that we have worked out agreements with landowners to where we can provide a private fishing experience for you. So, we take reservations. Some places have cabins or all-inclusive lodges. Others are just kind of fisheries where you go in and do your thing on your own. But you can set that up and you get to spend a day in solitude, which is kind of tough to find.
In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, if you got like 3 or 4 buddies or something and you want to do a guy's weekend or something and kind of get away from it all, that would be appropriate, right? That like a cabin. You could rent out a cabin that sleeps 3 or 4 and do that through you guys.
No, it's a perfect scenario for something like that. You can get everybody together and go out and have the river to yourself or come back to a meal or a lodge or, we have a lot of different choices in that regard. So it's a pretty neat program.
Sounds like way too much fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
Tell me about, now if I'm a beginner, and which I pretty much am, I've done it once, fly fishing once, but if I'm a total beginner and it's something that I want to get into, do you guys offer classes through the fly shop?
Absolutely, yeah. All the way from our kids camps that we have, 6 or 7 weeks of those up at one of our private ranches. So it's a week-long program for kids to come up, learn the whole aspect of fly fishing, knots, bugs, that whole spectrum, all the way to our 2 and 3D classes for adults. So if you're just fresh to it and want to know, the basics of how to go out and have a good time on the water, you leave that class with all the skills necessary to put the whole picture together. And
so you can take a total beginner, go through maybe one of these 2 or 3 day classes and kind of give them a little idea and the technique, right?
Yeah.
Because there's obviously fly fishing is about the technique, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I've got like river runs through it, visions going through my mind. Which it's probably you have to watch that video before you work at the fly shop, right?
It's a prereq.
Before you jump. So tell me, what would somebody need if you're a total beginner? What kind of equipment would somebody need to get involved?
Pretty basic here. We have our fly shop, our signature series rod and reel. So we actually went house brand on this stuff, so we can provide a really high quality, affordable setup to the beginning angler.
Oh, nice.
So you get in there and get set up with one of these guys, rod, reel, fly line. And then in the North State, in the summertime, not so critical, but in the cold months, you're going to want some waders to keep you nice and dry and warm, and boots. So you can actually get in the creek, and these boots have felt on the soles, so they actually stick to rocks.
Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking
around.
you're not slipping down and hurting yourself.
Right,
That's what it's going to give it that kind of grip.
Exactly. And then, of course, you'll need some flies.
But you've only got a few here.
Yeah. And like I said, with time, you tend to build up a pretty good arsenal of things. But, so just a good selection for your area. And we, help people with that all the time, get pointed in the right direction with a few specific patterns. Maybe not something quite this extreme, but.
Now, so going back again to the beginner classes, will you provide some of the equipment?
Absolutely.
To let somebody kind of learn first, and then kind of dial in how much it's going to be involved to get into the sport, and kind of work their way into that.
Yep.
Okay,
they just show up, and we have everything ready for them, and then from there you can kind of figure out what route you want to go.
Now, did you tie any of these yourself?
Yeah, quite a few of them. Not they're time consuming, so it's definitely a good all around hobby.
Right.
Even when you're not in the river, you can do a lot of stuff to kind of be ready to be on the river.
Well, thanks for showing us that, Nick. I kind of get it in my mind when you're fly fishing, it's kind of all about the bug, right? What the fish wants to eat. And is that kind of the fun part about tying your own flies? Is getting creative and like you said, it kind of becomes a hobby. And
yeah, because every creek, every river, certain times of the year, different bug life, different hatches, stuff like that going on. So yeah, you kind of tie your box accordingly. So you get to create these flies and stuff like that to be ready on the water at the right time of the year.
That's good stuff. Nick, where can people reach out to you at the Fly Shop if they want to take one of the classes or maybe sign up a grandchild or their child for the kids camp?
Absolutely. We're at 4140 Churn Creek Road right here in town. We also have a website at theflyshop.com, or we can be reached at 530-222-3555.
Nick, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun. You got me wanting to get out there in a pair of waders and start. Well, not right now. It's something I got. It's going to be. But when the time comes, folks, I want you to reach out to the Fly Shop if you wanted to have some fun and maybe never gotten into the sport before. Nick is the guy to call. He does the guide work. He does tell you about the waters and the different classes and all that good stuff. Reach out to him. They're a great resource here in the North State. Thanks again, Nick.
You bet.
Thank you. Thanks for watching our show this week. If you want more information about any of the guests or the topics we talked about, you can visit the Retirement Lifestyles page at kixie.org. We'll see you next week on Retirement Lifestyles, where it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom you need to live your dream retirement.